On January 7, 2021, a doorbell camera in Chula Vista, California, caught a woman walking up to her own front door. She never walked back out. 5 years later, a jury would convict her husband of murder, without a body, without a crime scene, and without ever knowing where she is. Her name was Maya Millete. Everyone called her Maya. She was 39 years old, a mother of 3 kids, ages 4, 9, and 11. She worked as a contract specialist for the U.S. Navy at a base in San Diego, negotiating deals worth millions of dollars. Co-workers described her as sharp, organized, dependable, the kind of person who didn't miss a deadline, let alone vanish without a word. She'd been married to her husband, Larry, for 21 years. On the outside, they looked like a normal Filipino-American family living a quiet life in the San Diego suburbs. But behind closed doors, that marriage had been falling apart for a long time. By 2020, Maya had told friends and family she wanted out. She'd started talking to a divorce attorney. Larry, according to people close to the couple, did not take that well. Court records later revealed he had grown controlling, tracking her location, monitoring her finances, and at one point, a gun violence restraining order was filed against him. Friends said Larry became convinced Maya was seeing someone else, and instead of accepting the marriage was over, he became fixated on getting her back, by any means necessary. January 7th, 2021, started like any other day. Maya went to work. That afternoon, she called a divorce attorney, the last confirmed phone call anyone has been able to trace back to her. At 4:42 p.m., a camera outside her front door caught her walking up to the house. She went inside. No camera, no witness, no phone record ever placed her leaving again. The next morning, at 6:45 a.m., Larry left the house in an SUV and didn't return until that evening. Around that same time, both of their phones went dark. Hers permanently. When Maya's family started asking questions, Larry didn't call the police. Instead, he gave them a different explanation almost every time they asked. She'd gone hiking, she was visiting wine country, she needed space. 2 days passed with no word from Maya at all. That's when her sister, Mary Chris, made the call herself and reported her missing. When a family friend went to the house days later to look for clues, he said Larry seemed strangely unbothered, almost as if he were airing the place out rather than searching for his missing wife. Here's where this case takes a turn almost no one saw coming. As investigators dug through Larry's devices, they found something bizarre. Months of emails to online spellcasters. People who claim, for a fee, to cast magic spells for love, money, or revenge. Starting in September of 2020, Larry paid more than $1,100 for spells to make Maya fall back in love with him and stay in the marriage. But as the months went on and Maya pulled further away, the requests got darker. By October, he was asking for spells to give her nightmares. By December, just 11 days before she disappeared, prosecutors say he sent a message asking a spellcaster to, quote, punish May and incapacitate her enough so she can't leave the house, adding, it's time to take the gloves off. Prosecutors argued this wasn't just superstition. It was a paper trail of Larry's escalating desperation. In his own words, right up until the moment Maya vanished. For 9 months, Maya's case remained a missing persons investigation. Search parties combed parks and canyons. Her family printed flyers and pleaded on local news for her safe return. But behind the scenes, detectives were building a case that had nothing to do with a wandering wife and everything to do with a husband unwilling to let her go. On October 19, 2021, Larry Millete was arrested and charged with his wife's murder. Even though at that point, and to this day, her body has never been found. Nearly 5 years after Maya vanished, Larry Millete finally stood trial. It was one of the most closely watched circumstantial murder cases in California history, because prosecutors had no body, no crime scene, and no murder weapon. What they had was everything else: the spellcaster messages, the shifting stories, the restraining order, cell phone data placing Larry away from home for hours the next morning, and testimony from more than 60 witnesses over nearly 2 months. The prosecution's argument was simple. Larry was the only person with both the motive and the opportunity. The defense argued the state couldn't prove what happened to Maya at all, let alone that Larry did it. In the end, it came down to 12 jurors and one question. Could you convict someone of murder without ever finding the victim? On July 9, 2026, after less than 5 hours of deliberation, the jury reached a unanimous verdict: guilty of first-degree murder. Outside the courtroom, Maya's sister, Mary Chris, the same woman who filed the missing persons report 5 years earlier, broke down in tears. San Diego's district attorney called it justice, finally, after more than 5 years of waiting. Larry Millete faces 25 years to life in prison. But even now, with a guilty verdict on the books, one thing hasn't changed. Maya still hasn't been found. 5 years, 1 trial, and a guilty verdict later, Maya's family says their fight isn't over. They're not just looking for justice anymore. They're looking for Maya. Somewhere out there, they believe, is the answer to where she is and what really happened on that January night in 2021. Until that day comes, this case stays open in every sense that matters. If you have any information related to this case, you're encouraged to contact the Chula Vista Police Department. And if this story stayed with you, subscribe. We cover cases like this every week, the ones with real questions still waiting for real answers.